It's our anniversary. It's our anniversary. Mm-mm. Had to start the live over, but let's get to work, man. Let's get to work. We can't be stopped. It's our anniversary. We back with it. I don't know what happened to the live, but we back with it. What's up, Halo? What's up, Just? What's up, till later? What's popping? What's popping? This gonna be a great live. They got my boy. Yesterday I took a little mental, a little mental break from the internet and went to the city. So appreciate everybody joining the live, man. Appreciate everybody, bro. Hey, I'm not gonna lie, I'm learning something. Before we get into it, I'm learning something. Every week you have to set a day aside to enjoy life. Every week you have to set a day aside to enjoy life. Like that whole day. Like I don't care how you enjoy life, whether it's sitting outside listening to music, going to museums, going out to eat, whatever. One day out of the week to enjoy yourself. Take a mental day. Take a mental day. And it's hard. It's hard for content creators because you want to hop on everything. You want to get on everything. But then I say, you know what, bro? I'm not an AI robot. I'm not an AI robot. You know. Madeline, appreciate that 9.99. Thank you for that. Thank you for that. Say he was arguing facts. Brian, about to get into that. I'm gonna break this shit down. What's popping? Hey y'all, go subscribe to my sister's channel, Daily with Kills. Go subscribe with her channel. If you like vlogs, it's a breath of fresh air. It's not this type of shit I talk about that's gonna make you depressed later on. Like her channel is a breath of fresh air, bro. So go subscribe to my sister's channel, bro. You gonna like it. But yeah, man. Take those mental breaks. Take those mental days where you just out doing things for yourself. Do not get caught up with this internet stuff. And no problem, Kelsey. No problem. No problem. Don't get caught up with this internet stuff, bro. Like, take your days and for yourself because if you don't, you can go crazy with this shit. And I learned you get a whole new perspective just by one day. Just by going out one day, you get a whole new perspective on this content stuff. That's really the key. Taking that mental break, taking that mental day, because you get a whole new perspective on creating content, having patience, and stuff like that. I was hoping it was not him. What up? Do you know if he was set up? Oh, yeah. We're about to get into that, man. I got y'all. I got y'all. Let's get into it, though. Let's get into it. And this what I know it's true because everybody's saying it and it sounds true. Everybody say the same thing.
With y'all, it was the neighbor. The neighbor is the motherfucker that told on goddamn Derrick. He said that Derrick and the girlfriend was arguing earlier this goddamn morning. And I found it very crazy that Derrick got a new girlfriend knowing that his other girlfriend is sitting in jail for helping him escape prison. Niggas ain't shit. He out there with his other losing. His other girlfriend is in jail. Waiting on goddamn trial.
What's popping, most hated?
Baby, I tell you, these women sure know how to pick them. Now, the nosy ass neighbor from across the street said he had his binoculars and he was watching Derrick ass all this time. I said, hold up. Now, Derrick ain't don't think you've been watching with them goddamn binoculars. They probably need to lock his ass up too. I don't trust him. Cause I ain't gonna lie, that's one nosy ass neighbor, but that's my type of carrying on. I'm not even gonna lie to y'all. But hey, this the shit that I didn't understand about the whole situation is if he say he been watching Derrick for the last couple weeks, why he ain't say nothing until now? And baby, the way Derrick was smiling, when he was getting locked the fuck up and blowing goddamn kisses, let me know that he just had the best time of his life over the last past 144 days he been on the goddamn run. Okay? Baby, he done had a ball. Or somebody in the comments said that he smiled because he probably finna escape again. Probably.
Hey, it's a movie called Heat, and dude was like, don't get into nothing you can't run away from in the first 30 seconds. So while you on the run, I know, he want the girl and stuff like that, but when you on the run, bro, you can't trust nobody. When you on the run, you can't trust nobody. You can't trust nobody because when mad day come, you don't know who to trust. You can't trust nobody. On the movie Heat, it's a movie called Heat, bro. And he said, don't get into nothing that you can't leave in the first 30 seconds. Soon as people know where he was hiding out at, bro, you supposed to stay low key. You're not supposed to be in a relationship having a girlfriend, but like, but like she said, she said, hey, that's how niggas do, bro. Like she said, bro. But when you on the run, how you in a relationship? See, Asada Shakura played it right. When you on the run, you gotta go. Sometimes you even gotta leave your family behind, dog. When you on the run, sometimes you gotta leave. Asada left her whole family. She left her whole family back behind. And you in Atlanta with a girl, like, come on, bro. No, I'm saying, he said, why go to Atlanta? You gotta think about it, bro. When nobody sending him money, people wasn't sending him money to help him travel and stuff. So he gotta go where he can afford. So I know one thing about Atlanta, women will take care of you. One thing about Georgia, women will take care of you. Because you got to understand, it's mostly women in Georgia. It's mostly the women outnumber men. It's going to be Houston or it's going to be Atlanta. Those are the two, bro. Houston and Atlanta, bro. And you can't trust nobody, bro. Asada showed you what to do. See, I feel when you escape, you really have to study. Like, you can't just, especially these days, you can't just escape just to escape. No, you gotta do your research. We already had a black woman that shows you what to do. But it's not like the old days. See, when Asada, when she escaped, she had people that helped her. These days, everybody's scared. These days, nah, nobody want nothing to do with you. But back in the 60s, 70s, your people breaking into jail to help you escape. Back in those days, Cuba, I'm telling you. Man, shout out to the people who was born in the 70s, 80s. Hey, a lot of people talk about we not our ancestors, we not the older generation. I'm going to be real. The older generation stood on business. You couldn't just come in the neighborhood talking about doing something to nobody because everybody in the neighborhood go whoop your ass. Everybody in the neighborhood go whoop your ass in the 60s and the 70s if you come messing with their people. So when people be like nah, bruh. In the older days, people ain't playing. Like I said, Asada, they broke into prison to break her out. They not doing that shit these days. For El Chapo. What's popping, Andy? What's popping? So for him to be cut up with a girl, I understand because he probably figured I'm gonna be caught soon, so I might as well just do my thing. But like somebody say, bro, you gotta go to Cuba, bro. You gotta find a way. But the cold part is, we're gonna talk about that. We're gonna talk about the cold part. I got y'all. Let's just.
Yo.
And to the person that told on Derrick Groves and got him caught, I hope you have the worst days ever. I hope when you sit on the toilet, there's no toilet paper.
And look, you got to understand this. 50K on your head, you can't trust nobody. You can't trust your mama. You can't trust the girl you laying with. You can't trust nobody for 50K. Why you think? I told y'all, why y'all think Asada left America? She couldn't go back home. They had a bounty on her head, dog. She was like the #1 FBI, one most wanted person for years. Somebody was gonna tell on her, so she had to leave the country. She had to go to Cuba. Shit crazy, man. What's popping, Michelle? What's popping? But let's go to the news. But yeah, a lot of people saying his girlfriend snitched on him. A lot of people saying the neighbor snitched on him and stuff like that. But let's go to the news outlet, man.
We are.
Because like I say, yesterday I took a little mental break and we back to it, man. I saw this. I was like, God damn it. The day I take a break, all hell break loose, bro. Like, come on, bro. Come on, man. The day I take a break, all hell break loose. Come on, bro.
Interrupting NBC News Daily because
What's
we are
poppin',
following
Pixie?
major
Long time
breaking
no see.
Derrick Groves, the one remaining inmate at large from that massive jailbreak from the jail in New Orleans in May, has just been captured in the last 15 minutes in southwest Atlanta. All we know right now, this is coming from U.S. Marshals and federal officials, is that they were acting on a tip from Crime Stoppers New Orleans and other information reporting that Groves had possibly been in the Atlanta, Georgia area. They went to a house, and that is where they found Groves in the last 30 to 45 minutes. It is our understanding from federal U.S. Marshals that Derrick Groves is in custody right now. When he'll be extradited back to New Orleans, that is not known. But as everybody knows by now, Groves was one of 10 people to break out of the Orleans Justice Center, which is just another name for the jail in the city of New Orleans back in May. 9 other inmates had been captured. Many believe that Groves could possibly have been the mastermind of this entire escape. Derrick Groves is a convicted killer, having been found guilty of killing numerous people on Mardi Gras Day several years ago. He has now been on the run for several.
You see what the news do? They ain't gonna tell you they had to take him to trial 4 times just to pin that shit on him. They had to take him he beat it up to the 4th time. He beat every trial they sent him to the 4th time. They took him to trial 4 times, and then they finally pinned it on him. They ain't gonna tell you that. The same people that murdered his grandmother. That's the same people who murdered his grandmother. The same people, bro. But we're gonna talk about how you see they had a squad car, the police car for one person. But it's how ironic when these Caucasian people murder our people, they get to go home. When these cops murder our people, they get to go home. When these cops murder innocent black men, they get to go home. They don't go to prison. They get to go home. But you see somebody like Derrick Groves, they gotta let the world see, we got the squad car, he's dangerous, he's all this for one black man. But this the image, this the perception they want you to have of black men. I see everything differently, bro. The older I get, I sit back and I look at it, I see everything differently. They want the world to look at the black man as this evil person. But they ain't gonna tell you they took him to trial 4 times before they convicted him. So they could pin that on him. Why you think he escaped? Why you think Antoine Massey got up there and said they trying to frame me? But nobody cares when you from Louisiana because they go throw you in Angola and nobody gonna give a damn. Angola is his own world. It's really hell on earth. But nobody gonna talk about it because it's in Louisiana. People don't care. Nobody care. And nobody gonna fight for him. After this week, nobody would care about Derrick Groves, Antoine Massey. They don't care. And if you from Louisiana, you already know. I'm telling the truth. If you're from Louisiana, you already know. Once you in Angola, you're damn near dead. Unless you got family that love you and they coming up to see you, every month. But besides the family that's coming to see you, you damn near dead to the world, bro. If you ever been to Angola to visit, I've been to Angola when I was younger to visit my uncle. And you got to wear certain clothes. You can't bring certain things in. And it's a long stretch. Ain't no escaping. People who try, just go look up people who try to escape Angola. It's no escaping, bro. Angola used to be a plantation. Angola prison used to be a plantation. It still is a plantation, but it was a real plantation. They named it after a country called Angola. They named it after a country in Africa called Angola. It's named Angola. Like, think about that shit. Think about how evil that shit is. Go do your research on that, bro. Go do, bro. King Christian. It's crazy. Field trip. They got their own graveyard. They got their own rodeo. And what they do, like what my uncle was doing, he was making license plates and cowhide belts, and they paid him a few cents a day. That's it. For making, so the license plates you have on your car, guess who make them? People in prison. The furniture you have in your house, 9 times out of 10, guess who makes that furniture? This furniture, that black dresser you see, guess who make that furniture? People in prison. That's who make that furniture. And guess who get all the profit? The companies. Ain't that shit crazy? That's real modern day slavery. The foods you get, guess who planting, especially in Louisiana, guess who planting those foods and stuff like that? A lot of the prisoners planting the foods and stuff. A lot of those prisoners dealing with the cattle and stuff. And guess who going to them? Tyson Foods. All these companies. Look up. I want y'all to do me a favor. After this live, I want y'all to look up the companies that get their food from prisons. And you're going to be shocked. Walmart, McDonald's, Tyson Foods. All these companies, bro. The game is cold, bro. This shit is rigged. This shit rigged, bro. At 19 cents an hour, I'm telling you. My uncle made a fire wallet for me. I'm telling you. People talk shit about Lil Boosie, but Boosie just go. It's a video. Boosie be going to the prisons and going and buying the prisoners because they be making like bags and stuff. He be going to the prisons and buying their stuff, supporting them. Like, it's really real, bro. A lot of the stuff you have is made by prisoners. Your license plates, your belts, your dressers. A lot of stuff is made by prisoners. And the companies get paid for it. This shit crazy. So why you think in Louisiana they want a lot of black men in prison? So they can stay rich. That's it. Even if you innocent, they will railroad you. If you don't have the money to defend yourself, you cooked. Ask anybody from Louisiana. You are cooked. Innocent or not innocent, you're done. So that's why now you see, if you look online, that's why now you see so many people getting out of prison after 20 years because the DNA came back that they was innocent. Duh, they knew they was innocent, but they had to frame somebody to get paid. Think about that. They have to frame somebody to get paid for that. It's their job to find somebody and say they did this. And that's what they've been doing the whole time. So that's why you see now online, this person getting out of jail after serving 35 years because he was innocent. They got paid him $1.5 million, but they done made $10 million off him. The game is cold, bro. This shit cold. Yeah, we know what's your point. They got to do something. Shut up. I ain't reading that long ass paragraph. My cousin Clarence Robinson, 38-7, broke out of Angola, escaped and got in the way. Then Angola built that makeshift. Damn. Hey, so did they ever catch him, Andrew? Did they ever catch him? The Vincent Simmons story was sad. Anybody with a brain? Telling you, bro. The U.S. government is required to buy merchandise made by prisoners first before. Yup, that's facts, man. Once I learned that, bro, I was like, damn, bro, the whole system is rigged, bro.
Several months, but now on October 8th, he has now been brought to justice in the Atlanta area, in southwest Atlanta. We are waiting for a video from the scene. It's our understanding that Atlanta PD, as well as federal officials, raided a house a few hours ago. They were tipped off that Groves could have been there. And now, according to U.S. Marshals, he, in fact, was there. Joining us live, the point person for a lot of this, U.S. Marshal Brian Fair. Brian, first off, congratulations on ending now what has been almost a 6-month search for Derrick Groves.
Can you believe that this guy in this picture is me? I didn't realize.
Oh, shut up.
Take credit for this was a team effort through multiple law enforcement agencies and with support from Crime Stoppers GNO.
So if you can talk about this, you have done a lot of interviews. You told us back in May, it may take weeks, it may take months, but we will eventually catch Derrick Groves. I know that the investigation is still fresh. It's actually happening right now, but how did you all track him down to Georgia, the Southwest Georgia? Was it essentially just a tip called into Crime Stoppers?
Thank you, Beretta, for that too. You talking, that's my facts. Hey, I appreciate you. I appreciate you, man.
It was a combination of tips that we received from Crime Stoppers GNO and then follow-up work done by the U.S. Marshal Service.
The investigation is still fresh. It's actually happening right now, but how did you all track him down to Georgia, the Southwest Georgia? Was it essentially just a tip called into Crime Stoppers?
It was a combination of tips that we received from Crime Stoppers GNO and then follow-up work done by the U.S. Marshal Service over the last couple months. We developed information that he was possibly at a house on Honeysuckle Street in Atlanta, Georgia. And this morning, from what you saw in the news, was the follow-up of that. The U.S. Marshals New Orleans Task Force sent a collateral lead out to the U.S. Marshals Southeast Regional Fugitive Task Force in Atlanta. They, along with the Atlanta PD SWAT team, acted on that tip. And behind the scenes, there was a lot of investigative work done here in New Orleans by the Orleans Parish Sheriff's Office, the New Orleans Police Department, Louisiana State Police, FBI, HSI, and the U.S. Marshals. So there was a lot of manpower, hours, and investigation that went into this to today's result.
Papa G. Reed.
Yeah, and look, Brian, we're all going to have a lot of questions. So is the general public watching this right now. Do you know how long he's been in Atlanta or how he got there? I mean, obviously he didn't fly. Does it seem like somebody transported him across state lines to try to hide him out in Georgia?
I don't want to speculate at this time. I would guess that, yeah, somebody probably did help transport him there. That's going to be a follow-up investigation that will be done. It is possible additional people go to jail.
And is this the kind of thing, this does bring a close to this, with the exception of the investigation still going on at OPSO, but is this a day that people can breathe a big sigh of relief that all 10 inmates are finally back in custody?
Yes, I would say this is that day that you can finally, relax a little bit now that this has finally been done. It's taken quite a few months. We're just happy it's over. It took several hours once they went to the house today. He was hiding in a crawl space. A lot of manpower hours and effort and equipment had to be used today to get him out of the house.
And he came out without incident, or did he put up any kind of fight? I know these are details that are still coming into you as well.
I would not call this without incident. There was probably a 3 or 4 hour, I don't know if we call it a standoff, where we didn't know he was there, but ultimately he was located in a crawl space in the house.
Does it seem, I mean, look, Brian, I know this is all going to come out in the investigation, but do you believe he's been there for several weeks or months? I mean, is this the kind of place that he went to back in May and has just been holed up in Southwest Atlanta since?
That's going to take some more follow-up work. I would say we probably believe he's been there for a little while, but we don't know how long. It's going to take a lot more follow-up work on that end.
And look, is this the kind of thing, too, where you all have exhausted a lot of man hours and time, but this is what the U.S. Marshals do. I mean, you track down people who are wanted by local, state, and federal law enforcement, while you've seen the task force get smaller, where NOPD, OPSO, state police had to pull some people back because they had to go on with other cases. The U.S. Marshal's Office never stopped working on this.
Correct, and they still have people assigned to the case. Like state police has somebody assigned full-time on our task force, so does Orleans Parish Sheriff's Office. So those people continue to work, and LSP and Orleans continue to support our efforts during that time. So did HS.
Now, I want y'all to look at something. Like I told y'all, the media is Hollywood. They want you to believe it's black people, black men just committing crime and just the worst of the worst. Look at all these people, bro. Look at all these cops and stuff like that. You know, and I understand for one. Look, it's very funny. It's very funny that when these cops murder our people, Jabari Peoples in Alabama, 18 years old, sitting in a car with his girlfriend. They sitting in the car smoking. The cop knocked on the door. This happened in Alabama like 3 months ago, 2 months ago. Knocked on the door and said, "What you doing, boy?" And told him, "Get out the car." He got out the car. He turned around to get something. He asked him for his wallet or something, and he shot him in the back. The cop didn't want to give the body cam footage. The cop said he attacked, but his girlfriend said no, he was following all the orders. And they didn't want to give the family the body cam footage. But we never knew the cop name. They never stated his name. You didn't see all these cops trying to arrest him, no. Because in their eyes, he's protected. Shit crazy, man. Thank you for putting the truth out there when no one else will. Thank you for putting the truth. Hey, I appreciate you. I appreciate you for that $4.99. Thank you. Thank y'all for all super chats. Thank y'all for all super chats. Wow, Andrew. Y'all know cops caught that man who started that. Oh, Maurice. That video is coming tomorrow. Don't worry. I got you. I told you. I got you, Maurice. That video is coming tomorrow. I got you, bro. It's gonna be epic. I got y'all. Look at all these cops for one black man. But anytime these cops murder an innocent black man, you don't see this. Matter of fact, they protecting that cop. They protect the cop when they murder our people. But they'll get on the news and say he's a killer, a 4-time killer, all type of stuff. But they'll never say that about a cop when they murder our people. They'll never say that. Oh yeah, Toledo, he was white. He was a 29-year-old white boy from Florida. That video dropping tomorrow. I got y'all, man. I saw it yesterday. I told y'all yesterday. I took a little break. But tomorrow, I got y'all. Don't even worry.
And FBI, the scale got a little
What's poppin',
smaller,
Laura?
but like I said, we at that point, once the majority of them were captured, we were able to focus more on Mr. Groves.
And look, I don't know if you can see it, Brian. We were taking a live look. That looks like a federal and state SWAT team. As we talk to you, we have a live picture from Atlanta here where they just brought him to justice. If you can walk us through the process for something like this, because I think everybody is captivated by it and wants to know, team.
I never understand these type of dudes, bruh. Black people putting that badge on, bruh. These are your biggest raccoons, bro. People say Atlanta is the home of black people. It is. It's also the home of the most raccoons. If I'm lying, tell me I'm lying. If I'm lying, tell me I'm lying. It's also the home of the most raccoons, and they travel in packs. And a lot of them have a badge on. They your biggest raccoons. They gonna do whatever master tell them to do, bro. What's poppin', Nelson? Appreciate that too, man. Appreciate you for that, dog. What's poppin'? If you live in Atlanta, if you live in Georgia, if I'm lying, tell me I'm lying. Your biggest raccoons, like we have people that's for the people in Atlanta and in Georgia. Don't get that confused. But you got some big raccoons. The biggest of the biggest raccoons, bro, in Atlanta, bro. They think they white, dog. They will do whatever master tells them to do. Whatever. My bad, y'all. I'm eating some fucking candy. But Young Thug, yeah, that song, nigga, bruh. He's a raccoon. He's a raccoon. But if you in Georgia, Atlanta, the biggest raccoons, bro. He wanted to be white. Really, he gotta do whatever they tell him to do because he's a slave anyway now. But these black, whatever you call them, cops, whatever, the biggest raccoons, dog, in Atlanta, bro. I don't think in no other state, Atlanta probably got the biggest raccoons, bro, out of all the states, bro. Like I say, we do have our people that fight for our people. Don't get that confused. We do have a lot of those people in Atlanta and Georgia. Don't get that confused. But the people in the way are the raccoons. The people in the way of our people are the raccoons. Double T. Who is Double T? All of early America on the East Coast is like that as institutions, our people. Them young niggas scared of, bruh, they would turn into a raccoon quick, bruh. At Boulay, it's crazy. Raccoons are everywhere. I noticed a plethora of them in the South Arkansas. Oh yeah, bruh. Cause you gotta understand, on a plantation, back in the day, it was a lot of raccoons. They always told when you're about to escape the plantation, it was always somebody who went and told the plan. And even on YouTube, you can tell the ones who are raccoons. You got Anton Daniels, you got Ringo TV, you got Officer Tatum, you got who else? The Hodge twins. Like, I call them the hog twins, pigs. They would be the ones on the plantation snitching. They would be the ones because they want that acceptance, man. They want the acceptance, but like I say, I love the internet now, bro, because these new YouTubers who popping up, they call them out, bro. I don't think people really care about Ringo. I think they see through him, so no one really calling him out. Nobody really wasting their time on him. But like Anton, Officer Tatum, all, bro, and look, you gotta understand something with these raccoons. It don't matter how much money they make. It don't matter how much subscribers they get. They still, off camera, they can't look themselves in the mirror. Off camera, they want respect. So don't think that stuff is not getting to them. It's getting to them because they want respect. The money don't even matter. Because at a certain point in life, as a man, money just becomes like food. Okay, I gotta get the money. It don't matter how much you get. They really want respect. But they'll never get that. Once you put that MAGA hat on, that's like putting a KKK hoodie on your head. That's like putting a KKK hoodie over your head, bro. Shit crazy. So they want respect. But they'll never see, as a man, like I say, as a man, you start making money, bro. Money it's important, but you like, hey, it's money. It's really that respect that you want. That's what it really is. So don't let the raccoons fool you. Behind closed doors, they going through it. They going through it because they not accepted. They going through it. That's why they have to keep talking about the black community. Because they really want to be accepted. But we see that they are raccoons. And we'll never accept that shit. They really want to be accepted. So that's why they have to keep talking about us. I'm telling you, bro. Why can't we talk to each other down like they do for themselves? We are truly hated, and yeah. We don't want them back. Hell no. The whole twins. He said the whole twins. They want to work for Oh, come on, man. Look, I'm telling you. Hold on. Somebody said they want to. That's the thing too. They be thinking that the racist Caucasian people want to accept them. One thing Caucasian people don't respect is a traitor and a snitch. So that's why you will see somebody like Young Thug. He's snitching on the phone all day. They release all the phone calls because they don't respect the snitch. They don't respect traitors. So that's why they do, what his name is, Nick something. He called Officer Tatum, he called him something He called him a boy. He called him a boy. They want to be accepted so bad. That's why you ain't see none of those black MAGA fans or whatever at that funeral, at Charlie Kirk's funeral. Because they can only do this shit online. In real life, they ain't doing that shit. I'm telling you. Yeah. In real life, they ain't doing this shit, bro. Them people don't accept them. They don't respect rats. They don't respect traitors. They don't. So if they see them trading on their own people, they're not gonna respect, bro. They don't respect Officer Tatum, whatever his name is. They don't respect him, bro. They don't respect him. The only reason they listen to him is because he talked down on black people, and they love to hear that. It makes them feel good about themselves. They don't respect these people. They'll never be accepted. Never be accepted. You have to be somebody like, I think his name Ben Carson. You gotta go all out. They not going all out. You gotta go all out for the cause. They not going out. They not wearing that MAGA hat outside. They wearing that shit in their basement. They not wearing that MAGA hat outside. They wearing it in that basement. Once you put that hat on, it's no coming back. That's like putting a KKK hat on. It's no coming back from that shit. No coming back. How you put on a MAGA hat and it's white people that's turning against that shit? Like, you look dumb as hell. Shit crazy, man. Yeah, but Ben Carson went full-fledged raccoon. He went, bro. You got dark-skinned dudes calling themselves European, bro. Just because they hate that skin that much. Bro, sometimes I get mad that I wish I was darker. I'm like, bro, how you hate your skin? I wish I was darker and you hate your skin? What the fuck? Bruh. I started talking to, like, I was talking to people from Africa and stuff like that, but they told me it's common that a lot of people, like from Jamaica and stuff, they be bleaching their skin. And I just couldn't fathom this shit. I'm like, you hate your skin? For me and my uncle, like my uncle, he red too. Like, they call him red. We used to have full-fledged arguments about who is darker. I used to be like, I'm darker than you. We had full-fledged arguments like who the darkest. And I'm like, I'm the darkest. You not darker than me? And I'm like, y'all trying to bleach y'all skin? Like, what is you doing? But I'm noticing something. It's not all my dark-skinned brothers and stuff like that, but a lot of dark-skinned dudes, they really turn, not all of them, because we have a lot of them that stand up, that stand on business, but a lot of the YouTubers, it's the old one too, like the older ones, they really be raccoons, bruh. They really be, I be like, damn, you too dark for this shit. You too dark for this shit. I be wanting to spaz out. How you put on a MAGA hat? How you put on a MAGA hat? You too dark for this shit. I'm gonna get a shirt. You too dark for this shit. I was like, bro. And then they be talking about the light skinned dudes. I'm like, bro, no matter what, we're gonna stand for our people. You can say anything about us, but learn to use the universal power of manifesting. Bro, me and my uncle used to fight. We still, to this day, we fight about who the darkest, bro. That's, we don't fight about who, and they call him Red, they call him Red Bug. So that's how light he is. They call him Red Bug. But we fight about who is the darkest, bro. I'm like, I'm darker than you. And you got people that don't like their skin because they dark, like, but I'm noticing. So anytime you see, and shout out to all my dark-skinned brothers, bro, all my dark-skinned women, stuff like shout out to y'all. But anytime you see a dark-skinned person with MAGA or they talking about they hate black people, no, I figured it out. They hate themselves, bro. They hate themselves, bro. They hate themselves. I don't want to live around black people. They hate themselves, bro. It's not us. They hate themselves, bro. I'm like, how you hate your dark skin? And all around the world, women are obsessed with dark-skinned men. Like, what are you talking about? Can't make this shit up, bro. I know we got off topic. I don't know how we talking about this shit, but I just can't fathom this shit. I look online, I see all these dark-skinned dudes. They got MAGA hats on. They talking about they don't like black people. Man, shout out to all the dark-skinned dudes who stand on business for their people, bro. Shout out to all the dark-skinned women, light-skinned men, light-skinned. Shout out to everybody who stand up for their people, bro. Because I don't get it, bro. If I was darker, I would be I would be a true nigga. I would be somebody they really hate. I would be somebody they really hate. Because it don't matter what you do. You could put on a suit. They see your dark skin. It don't matter. You could have goals in your mouth. It could be one person with goals in their mouth, one with a suit, one with face tattoos, one with a suits. They still look at you, like Jay-Z said, still nigga. It don't matter. It don't matter. Actually, the more you try to fake it and be a raccoon, you go deal with more disrespect. If you just be yourself, that's why I don't care. Face tattoos, it don't matter. I'm being myself. I don't have to fake it. I don't have to fake. No, you go deal with more disrespect when you raccooning. The people in the grocery store go disrespect you. The people in your own apartment complex go disrespect you when you trying to be them. You will never be them. Suit, no suit. You will never be them. Shit crazy, bro. They hate their guns. They hate their black. Bro, I'm telling you. Man. Me and my uncle fight about who the darkest. I'm like, bro, I'm darker than you. They call you Redbug. How you darker than me? His nickname is Redbug. How you darker than me? What's up, bro? No raccoon. Hey, bro, shout out to my dark-skinned brothers who not raccooning. Because you gotta look at it. To be dark-skinned in this world, like, people really hate you. Like, so either you have to be a full-fledged raccoon or you just gotta be yourself. And I feel it's so much powerful to be yourself because they already judging you by your skin. They already judging you by your skin. Shit, they judge me my face tattoos. I don't care because if I didn't have these face tattoos, you would still judge me because of my skin. So why should I give a damn? So when you see black people on the internet talking down on black people, no, they really hate themselves. They hate their skin. They wish they was Caucasian, bro. They wish they was Caucasian, bro. I don't care how bad our ancestors had it, bro. In any life, I will always want to be black, bro. I wish I was blacker. In any life, I would want to be black, bro. Man, we are two kings. Facts, bro. Facts. Damn. In any life, I would want to be black, bro. In any life. Kiara told my mom that yesterday. She went to Athens for the first time. I rode with her like, yeah, Athens, boy. Going to Athens, Georgia is like going to a plantation. The funny part is they want to be us anyway. I'm telling you. So they have to make black people, the darker you are, they have to make you feel bad about yourself. So some people fall for it and then they switch everything. They want to be Caucasian. They fall for the whole gimmick. So shout out to the people that don't fall for that shit, bro. I feel like, me personally, the darker your skin is, like, bro, be thankful for that shit, bro. Be thankful for that shit. Because it's no privilege with light skin. It's no privilege. They look at me the same fucking way. But I like that. Yes, I'm black. Yes. I'm gonna come through here with my music loud as hell. I'm not putting on for you people. I'm not doing that. They want you to hate something that they wish they had. I'm telling you, bro. Why you think they always worried about it? Why you think they always, they have to keep us down? But now things are changing. They still trying to get in our way. You know, laying off black women, locking black. They still trying, but our people waking up. Let's get back to it though, man. My skin is my sin. These people is wicked. Let's go, bro. They're jealous. Everything. Hey, I'm telling you. I caught you live. What's poppin', Debbie? Narcissists prefer narcissism while situational awareness isn't so desired. Great black. I'm telling you, man.
We talk to you. We have a
Oh, I know how we got on this. The raccoons from Atlanta. If you move to Atlanta, live in Atlanta, beware. Don't trust. Don't. If you hear a black man says he's a cop, don't befriend him. Don't befriend him. He cannot be trusted. Because people love to say, oh, we got good cops. Where are the good cops when our people get murdered? I'll wait. Where are the good cops when cops murder our people? Where they at? They never talk up. They never speak up. Where are the good cops? They don't snitch on each other, but they want you to snitch. They want you to tell the lawyer the truth. Look, you gotta understand something. It's all a game. Me personally, I think the realest lawyer was Johnny Cochran, bro. After him, you gotta be iffy. But the lawyers work for the state, bro. When you tell them something, they work for the state. That's why it don't matter. You get a co-defender, you cook. They work for the state, dog. You think they not going golfing together and telling the judge what you really did? I'm telling you, bro. They hate me, bro. I'm gonna tell you, man. Shout out to all my dark-skinned brothers, my light-skinned brothers, my dark-skinned sisters, my light-skinned sisters, man. Shout out to everybody, bro. Like, love your skin, bro. And just know, man, it's people that wish they was darker. Because we know the power, bro. We know the power of that melanin, bro. We know the power. But once you have that melanin in you, it's still powerful. So be proud of that shit, bro. Because in any life, I'm glad I don't have no pale skin, bro. I'm glad I don't have no pale skin. God damn, boy, I would be mad as hell.
a live picture from Atlanta here where they just brought him to justice. If you can walk us through the process for something like this, because I think everybody is captivated by it and wants to know, they want to see the veil pulled back. You make a call to your counterparts in Georgia.
Will do.
Basically, they go to work immediately. I mean, this looks like a high-level task force here of highly skilled officers, SWAT team members, right now surrounding that house that brought him to justice.
Yeah, correct. Well, so a lead is set out. They also have their own work to do, remember, like they have their own cases that are violent offenders as well. So they prioritize cases. Obviously, this was a big one. So they prioritized it and began working it.
Thank you, Debbie.
It may not, I mean, some people would think, oh, it's just very simple. You just run out to the address and go knock on the door. It doesn't work that way. There's a lot of behind-the-scenes work that goes on to before you even go knock on a door, and that's what you saw today. There was a lot of work done. Like I said, Crime Stoppers GNO provided significant support all summer long, and even today. So
look at this. All this is show and tell. This is on the news for a reason. They want, when you see this, people gonna say, "Oh, black people again, black people again." But they'll never show you. They'll never show you this type of stuff when they arrest the dude who shot Charlie Kirk. They gonna say, "Oh, he turned himself in. His dad brought him in." You see the games they play, bro? But when it's a black man, you got the squad, you got everybody, the armored trucks, the Marines. But when it's a white sniper, oh, his dad turned him in. His dad brought him in. What? You think we supposed to fall for that shit, bro? You think we supposed to fall for that shit? A lot of work done with all times to go wrong house, all terror people. It's crazy. Maurice, look. Think about it. Every Caucasian dude who pop one of their politicians are unalive. They unalive multiple, mass shootings. You never see them bringing them in his back way. Like, you never see that. You never see that. It's always they turned themselves in or it was some peaceful. No. Shit crazy, man. People do fall for a lot of things. Yeah. That's because they know our power. They know. Bruh, come on, man. The media, it is.
Took some effort to get the result that we had today.
And look, Groves is different than the rest of these escaped inmates because he has been convicted of murder. He will spend the rest of his life per his sentence at Angola without probation or parole. Did it make him more of a flight risk? Did it make it more of a high-risk matter, given the fact that, I hate to use this term, he really had nothing to lose because unlike a lot of these escapees who were pretrial detainees waiting for their day in court, Groves knows his fate. He is going to the state prison at Angola for the rest of his life.
This is one of my favorite little...
You see? To them, Angola, it's a plantation, bro. That's it. He's going to Angola for arrested. It's a plantation, dog. That's it. So they can make money off of you. They can get rich off of you until you die. That's it. If you got family in Angola, you already know what I'm saying is true. Angola got their own graveyard. If family don't, claim you after you die, they got their own graveyard, bro. Their own rodeo, all that stuff. It's a real. Go through your research. If you're not from Louisiana, go through your research, bro. And that shit gonna change your whole life. It gonna change the way you look at everything in this country. That was a real life plantation. Real life. Then they turned it into a prison. Shit crazy, man.
Factor, yeah. Today, at least today, we're working on each case and determine what might have more.
Parchment in Mississippi is worst ever
existed. He would be way up there because he's looking at not ever being released from prison.
Now walk us through the process, and I've never seen this before back in May and June when you made the rest of these. He'll eventually end up in a jail in Atlanta. He'll be extradited back here. If you can walk us through that process, it'll probably be a couple of days, I would guess, based on the other cases that the marshals and the state officials have handled. Is that correct?
Yeah, it is. So if he doesn't get charged with anything locally there, he will eventually be extradited back to Louisiana. I would think that there may be a chance state police is actually involved in that process as they've already helped extradite several of the other escapees to Angola.
Yeah, he was in the wall. It was like a hole in the wall.
Looked into the local county he's in. I don't have the county's name in front of me, but the local county tradition or not waive it. And if he doesn't, they'll ultimately get a governor's warrant and he'll be extradited back to Louisiana.
And look, Brian, this is something you've been involved in with the rest of your team of U.S. Marshals as well as state police and NOPD and OPSO. Atlanta was handling a lot of this. You were waiting for a text message or phone call. When you got it, is there a sense of, okay, finally, it's over. This tip actually led to an arrest, and this is him, because we've seen you all chase a lot of leads. Some of those bear no fruit, but this one obviously did, and now he's in custody.
Yeah, so we were in the office, hovering around our phones and communicating directly with them and waiting on it. So there was a lot of excitement here once we were finally notified that he was in custody. For a while, there was some concern because
as they say, big love,
quite a few hours. before he was taken into custody. And we've had several tips and investigative things that we've done over the summer that we've been left basically holding the bag or not found him. So we were starting to get a little concerned, but we were confident that there was a pretty good shot that he was in that house.
And look, I know that.
See, Derrick Rose really got away. It's people that told on him, and it most likely was people that he was around. So the girlfriend, it's most likely people that he was around. Because to Caucasian people, every black person looked the same. They'll see me and say, "Oh, I saw Derrick Rose." To them, all black people look the same. That's what you gotta understand. To Caucasian people, all black people look the same, bro. You know.
We've talked to other sources. They told us there were some tips coming in recently. There was some chatter, I guess, that he may have been in the Atlanta area. Is that kind of why you all focused in on this area? When you start getting a lot of tips and a lot of chatter, does it become reality?
Well, there's been multiple tips in Atlanta
Exactly.
and other areas, and then there was stuff in Texas and other places. So we had to follow up on everything along the way, I would say. And then we had to do our own investigation as well to try to see what we could develop from talking to people, time-consuming.
All right.
First of all, Derrick tripping. He should have been in Douglasville, Noonan County. What else? Macon. What else? In Conyers. Lovejoy. What else? McDonald. Well, I don't know about McDonald because them. But he should have been in Douglasville somewhere in the country, ducked off. Not in Atlanta, bro. Go to the country and be ducked off where you will never have to leave the house. He should have been in Douglasville. Way out the way. Or in Noonan County. Way in Noonan somewhere. Not in Atlanta, bro. Once people see in Atlanta how much money they about to get, you can't trust nobody. In Douglasville, at least you in the country. At least if you stay to yourself, at least if you stay to yourself, nobody gonna even notice you. You go to Fairburn, you go way out there, they ain't gonna notice you because you're in the country. You don't have to leave for nothing. You're supposed to go to the little countryside where not in the city, not in the heart. They all smell the same. Him. A deluded narcissist threatened to arson my home, even though arson never really produces afterlife. What's poppin', confidence? Greenville, Georgia. Real talk. Dirt roads, exactly. But he a city boy, so bro. I would think it's easy to blend in a bustling city. Well, Atlanta is different, bro, because somebody always watching you in the city. See, in the South, in the city, somebody always watching you. So if you go to New Orleans, you always being watched. Don't think you're not being watched. But if you go to somewhere like Zach returned to the city now. I'm gonna say, damn, Baton Rouge really turning. Surrounding areas in Baton Rouge really turned into like major cities now. You gotta go to like West Baton Rouge. You gotta go to like Opelousas. You gotta go towards that way. You gotta be ducked off. Come on, G Reed. That's it. You gotta be ducked off, bro. Not in the city, bro. First off, there's too many cameras in the city. And people nosy. People just watching you in the city. In the country, you got space. New Iberia, I'm telling you, like parts of Homer, all that. City not a good place. Exactly. That's why look. When I lived in Phoenix for a little while, I stayed like in the heart of the city, and I said never again, bro. Never again will I live in the heart of the city because you have no type of privacy. Once you leave your place, you got no privacy. I'd rather visit to the outskirts. Fuck living in the country. I hate mowing. Let's move back to the city. Hey, I stayed in Avondale, Phoenix. Chill as fuck. That was like '06. Yeah, shout out to Avondale, man. I know you're talking about. I think he went where he had people. That's facts. That's facts. That is true. That's true. And we can't say, oh, he should have been there because it's not like we were sending him money. I mean, if we knew how to send him some money, we would have, but it's not like we were sending him money. So he had to go where he can afford. So we can't just be saying, oh man, go here, go there. So that's facts. That's facts. That's facts. Grand Dial. Yeah, man. Like LaPlace. Yup. Good morning. Good morning. Yeah, I'm sure he went where, yeah, he thought it was safe facts. So we can't just be saying go here, go there because you know people, you know. And one thing about the country, the cops know everybody. So once they spot you and they never saw you, like before that, they go have an eye on you. Like, who are you? Who? So in the country, if they see somebody new, especially when you black, they gonna be like, you know, who is that? Because they talk too. That's the thing about the country. Everybody talk. So when our people be dying in these sundown towns and they be acting like they don't know what's going on, they know what's going on. They know what's going on. But no, when those twins died in Georgia on top of that mountain and nobody knew anything, they was lying. The whole county was lying. Mama side was St. Rose, my pop's side from New Orleans, uptown. Bruh? Shout out to St. Rose. Shout out to the city. Yeah, new small town isn't all. Yeah. If you new in a small town, those cops want to know who you are. So it's a lot of gossip. It's a lot of gossip too in small towns. So the city can be good in a way if you can blend in. The city can be good in a way you can blend in. Because in the country, if they don't know you, them cops, they trying to see who you is. They trying to see who your people is. They trying, yeah. Because to them, they run everything in the country. They doing all the dirt. They know who all the weed, the dope boy is. They know who all of them is. They cool with them. They cool with the dope boys as long as they don't, you know, murder nobody. They can sell their little dope. They can do whatever. That's how the country work. They let them sell their little dope as long as they don't murder nobody. That's how it be. But places like Atlanta, you got them big raccoons. They your color, but they do what Master tell them to do. Tell you. I'll read y'all comments. Man, folks just knows as fuck city ain't country. Facts, facial recognition. Hey, at the end of the day, Bay Love said it. Hey, what's poppin', Beverly? If you're trying to hide, the city's absolute worst place to be. Sometimes, though, the city can be good because you can blend in, too. So, you know, it's a hit and miss. Yeah, my grandma from Crowley. That's where Pimp C from, Crowley. When I went out there, my brother, I couldn't walk a block, and we stood out like sore thumbs. Yup, they also knew who he was before he touched down. Facts, that's how it is. It's true about them lying. If they breed it, they lying. Facts. That's true. The country, they stop you all the time. Yup. Pixie. That's why I was thinking to blend in busy, because exactly like you're saying, they see you, they don't know you. Facts. What's poppin', Janelle? What's poppin', Janelle? Minority Report, full swing, Debbie Harvey. Okay, it must be a YouTube channel. I'm from South Georgia, and us, I know. Oh yeah, shout out to you, Benny Freeman. Reginald, yup, the city, you can blend in. Facts, that's one thing you can do. You can blend in. Stay away from crime and jail, and don't volunteer misery. I like that, Debbie. Facts. In the city, you can hide, but watch your own. Facts. Yeah, small towns be off the hook too. I stayed out by Augusta, Thompson, war zones. Oh yeah. I know about Augusta, Macon, all that. Facts. They really crack down on the violence. Yep, gotta love the big raccoons. What's poppin', Dora? You have to be on code to live in the city. True. That was not a real person. His neck tattoos was gone. Oh damn. It kind of looked different too. Hold on. Let's go to TikTok. Hold on. He did kind of look different. I'm like, wait. But did y'all see this part right here, bro? Hold on. I can't have no music playing. And now his tattoos there. It's just very funny to me that when they come to lock up, the black fugitives, aka fugitives, they do all this circus shit. But when it's Caucasian people or cops that murder our people, it's nothing. They don't go to prison. Daniel Penny, he didn't go to prison for choking out a black man on the train. Uh, George Zimmerman, he didn't go. It's multiple. They don't do all this for them. But when it comes to us, they do this because they want you to think it's black people. It's black people. They are the biggest criminals. Shit crazy, man. I want to find let's see.
Huge SWAT situation unfolding near East Point today, and the capture, we understand, of that one remaining prisoner, that escapee from a New Orleans prison back in May. You remember
Oh, yeah.
when 10 prisoners escaped? Well,
It's a must,
there was
Jamie.
one left.
How you doing?
And he's apparently been captured right here in the metro Atlanta area. Deidre Dukes is on the scene where this all happened. We're talking, Deidre, about Derrick Groves.
What's poppin',
He's
Anton?
the last of those 10 men to be captured in dramatic fashion right there near
See?
East Point.
Shout out to you,
Months
Janelle.
on the run, all coming to an end here at DeLoe Drive and West Cedar Lane.
See, Janelle said something too. She said, I wish I would have got him out to Colorado or Wyoming. See? You gotta go to places they don't expect. But like I say, we can't say where he could have went because he went where people were supporting him at in Atlanta, But you gotta tell your people, look, man, I'm going to Colorado, I'm going to Wyoming. Because ask Janelle, like a lot of Caucasian people, they don't be knowing who is who. And really, they not watching the news, waiting on nobody. Like, he could have went to Colorado and lived a normal life. He could have went to, well, I don't know about Wyoming. I know about Colorado, though. Colorado, he could have lived a normal life. Wyoming, it all depends. It all depends. Shout out to you, Janelle.
Here in southwest Atlanta, just up the street here. A lot of police activity going on here. Just beyond the police tape down the street, you see there the house there, the gray brick mason house with the brown roof there, and the...
In a tone, either his girlfriend told on him or his neighbor told on him. So they told on him.
White fence, that basement door open. That is where about an hour ago, Atlanta police, joined by the U.S. Marshal Service, did pull him out of that house. Now, this culminating
Facts.
after the fugitive having been on the run for several months. Now, this happened after an hours-long SWAT.
Now look, let's go back to how they came out. Hold on.
Did pull him out of that house. Now, this culminating after having been on the run for...
Look how they got his arms pulled back. Like look at all this stuff, bro. Look at this stuff. Look how they got his arms pulled back but you can shoot the dude in North Carolina who just shot those people on that boat. They don't show you nothing about how they arrested him. They don't show you nothing. But when it's a black man, they go show you every angle. They want you to see this, how they treat you. Look how they treat our people, bro. But they ain't gonna tell you that they have to take him to trial 4 times to convict him because up to the 4th time, the case was getting dismissed because they didn't have no evidence. They had to take him to trial 4 times, bro, to convict him of those murders. But they ain't gonna talk about how they killed his grandmother. Everybody forgot. They ain't gonna talk. See, they showing you this because they want you to forget. They ain't gonna show you how the NOPD murdered his grandmother. They gonna blame it on the black cop. He was a dirty cop. But they gonna blame it on him and a few others. But no, it was the idea of the whole police department to murder his grandmother in New Orleans to cover up their dirt. I'm gonna show you. I'm gonna remind y'all because a lot of people forgot. NOPD murdered his grandmother because she was about to tell on them. She was about to rat on the whole police department because they was killing people. They was murdering people. They was using the drug dealers to set up people. The whole police department. She was about to tell on the whole police department and they murdered her. Think about that. The news can talk about everything, but they not telling y'all that's... Remember that happened? They not telling you this though. So they gonna show you what they doing to him to make you forget about what they did. His grandmother was about to tell on the whole police department and they murdered her. Think about that shit. They put the black cop away and a few others, but it was the whole department because she was going to expose the whole department and they murdered her. And then, 30 years, I think like almost 30 years later, they only paid the family like 1.5 million, but it was over installments. It was in installments. So it was like 4 installments they was paying them. And one point, I think it was 1.4, 1.5. That's still not enough. This shit crazy. The system we live in, there's not really no... Exactly. So sit back. They calling him a criminal. They calling him a killer. Who the real killers? They murdered his grandmother. Who are the original killers? They murdered his grandmother because she was about to expose the whole police department. And if you go to New Orleans right now, you can't trust them cops, bro. They still doing the same shit. Like I told y'all, nobody cares about corruption in New Orleans, in Louisiana. They only care about Bourbon Street, Frenchman Street, Mardi Gras, gentrifying the whole areas, the food, football season. That's it. LSU. That's all they care about, Louisiana. Nobody cares about the corruption that's going on. Nobody cares. So that's why on my channel, I have to talk about it because back home, I understand why they're not talking about it because they got jobs. They have to pay their bills. And if you talk like this while living down there, they go fire you. That's why your boy, Jeff Landry, he didn't speak on Kyrie Lacey. He speak on everything else. But he didn't speak about Kyrie Lacey. LSU didn't speak. They said they moving on. They not talking about it. I told y'all, they don't give a damn, bro. If you ain't scoring touchdowns, you cooked. If you ain't scoring touchdowns, you cooked. So if you a fan of LSU, bro, I wish the players were like boycott from playing, but shit crazy, man. I wish they would boycott from playing football because it's crazy how they trying to still pin this on Kyrie Lacey. So if you see the whole country, they don't care about black men. That's why we have to care about our people. That's why I'm doing these lives. That's why all my videos, if you don't like black people, like I say, they hate now that Caucasian people are waking up. They turning against the system. They should have been turned against it, but they turning against the system. That's why you see those young Caucasian dudes popping people like Charlie Kirk. One of them tried to pop Trump. I'm telling you, they not playing, bro. So they have to go, they at war with their own people, bro. They at war. They trying to go to war with us. They trying to send in the National Guards to black cities and stuff like that. But that's not going to stop with their people because their people, those Caucasian kids, they like black people. They don't have a problem with black people. But it's The older generation, they like, we ain't following that left and right shit. We don't care about that no more. So eventually, bro, I know it's slow right now, but they at war with their own people. So that's why they have to do stuff like this when they arrest one of our people. They gotta put it like it's a Hollywood movie. And they might make a movie about this shit. Who knows? They might make a movie about this because they gotta keep the perception going that black people are the bad people as a group. And you look at it, black people, we started, well, we've been doing good, but the media go put it out, we still doing crime. The father's not taking, hold on. 1 second. Damn. I want to read something to y'all, but they want to tell you that black fathers not taking care of the kids. And bro, I want y'all to go on ChatGPT, Google, whatever. Look up what race is in their kids' life the most. Look that up. Do it right now. You can do it right now. We getting back to this right here. We getting back to the video. But go to ChatGPT and ask them what race of men are in their kids' life the most. Ask ChatGPT and come back. I'll wait. Ask the CDC. Ask them. I'll wait. This why I don't fall for the propaganda. I don't fall for the raccoons on the internet who hate themselves. I don't fall for none of that shit. And even the men who not in their kids' life, it's gonna tell you. Even the men who's not in the same household, eventually those men get it together, or those men are still in their kids' life the most. What they say? Ask ChatGPT. I don't know about Google. Yeah, ask Google too. Ask what race of men are in their kids' life the most, and it's gonna tell you whether they in the house or outside the house. But they want to tell you that black men ain't shit. The stats say different. But Charlie Kirk never spoke about those stats. They gotta show you stuff like this. They gotta show you our people getting arrested so you can feel like, oh, this is all black people. Just because we don't live with mother don't mean exactly. No, great son. That's my point. Even the black fathers, go to ChatGPT or Google. Even the black fathers that's not in the homes are doing more than any race. They doing more than any race. And then the ones that's not, eventually they get it together. So that's why I say don't fall for the BS. I wish I could have debated Charlie Kirk, because he would have came to me with that 13% black people, why they having kids. I'm gonna say, look, bro, black men are the ones who's taking care of their kids in the house or outside the house. And eventually it's the Caucasian men who are harming their kids the most. They don't talk about that though. See, he was debating college kids because they didn't know how to really go back to back. They were so passionate about what they were saying. The real stats is black men are taking care of their kids the most, inside or outside the house. And eventually they get it together if they're not doing something right then and there. Eventually they, out of all races, black men. Think about that shit. But they're gonna show you stuff like this because they want you to think that black men gotta go down like this, they want you to think all black men going through this. So when you hear these people on the internet talking about 13%, this, that, tell them the other facts. Tell them the facts. Most of the stats favor us. That's the crazy part. But like I was saying earlier, The news gonna tell you that Derrick Groves is a killer. He's a murderer. But they ain't gonna tell you that. They gonna remind you that the NOPD murdered his grandmother because she was about to tell on all of them. They murdered his grandmother. They ain't gonna remind you about that. They just want you to know he's a killer. Antoine Massey got up here with a paper. They framing me. They framing me. The person said I didn't do this. Everybody laughed. Where's Antoine Massey now? Nowhere to be found. He probably in solitary confinement in Angola. Never to be seen again. Probably for the next 20 years. By himself. For the next 20 years. Derrick Groves gonna be by himself. He better than me. He better than me. I'm going out. I'm going out with a bang, bro. I'm going out with a. He better than me, bro. I'm going out. I'm diving to. He better than me, bro. I'm in the trees like this. I'm telling you. Me going to Angola for life? Bro, they gonna put him in the box by himself for 20 years, bro. For 20 years or more, he gonna be to himself, bro. Him and Antoine Massey. The ones they caught earlier, they gonna cut them some slack. But him and Antoine Massey, they gonna be in a box by themselves with a little rectangular thing to slide the food in. So you think I'm going back to that? What? We just like that. I'm all in the trees like Rambo. Hey, I'm not going back. Pushed off the couch, ran to the back door, straight to the hand. Come on, bro. Damn. Django type. What? Exactly. Every day they had to spend like $250K, and then they losing money because you gotta look at it. In Louisiana, they look at them like slaves. So they are slaves. They losing money. They are property of the state. So to them, they money. That's like losing a cow for a farmer. He loses cow. That's his money that he lost. He trying to get his cow back. To them, they look at them like cows. They gotta get their property back. That's their property. Shit crazy, man. It's crazy. The church mafia hacked off my turtle. The church mafia hacked off my turtleneck. Shit crazy, man. Let's go back to it, man. Man, we witnessed some Underground Railroad type shit. Facts, bro.
Several months. Now, this happened after an hours-long SWAT standoff here. Neighbors reporting to Fox 5 that this all started this morning when SWAT units rolled in along with APD officers. Atlanta SWAT rolling in with APD officers, cordoning off this stretch of West Cedar Lane off of DeLoe Drive in Southwest Atlanta. Neighbors saying an officer got on the bullhorn out front of the residence, called for that wanted fugitive Derrick Groves to surrender to authorities. Now, 27-year-old Groves was one of 10 inmates who broke out of jail in New Orleans back in May. He was the last remaining fugitive who was still at large. He managed to elude authorities for months before being captured at this home in Atlanta this afternoon. Now, our photographer Eric Len captured exclusive images of Groves being brought out of the house in handcuffs by law enforcement about an hour ago. Atlanta police assisting the U.S. Marshal Service this afternoon in this operation. Groves was serving time after being convicted of killing 2 people during a Mardi Gras party back in 2024 in New Orleans. So again, just major developments here this afternoon after an operation which unfolded here throughout the morning into the afternoon. Again, that fugitive from justice from New Orleans back in custody, captured here in Southwest Atlanta, Tom, this afternoon.
incredible, so many incredible facets to this story. What New Orleans officials historic escape by these 10 men. Last remaining prisoner captured in the East Point area, brought out as we saw. Our cameras were there and rolling as he was brought out of that house. It's incredible the speed by which authorities captured this guy, the fact that it went off with without anyone being injured there. And we had calls right here into the Fox 5 Atlanta newsroom from people who lived in that neighborhood who said, hey, something might be going down here.
That's right. Those calls began coming into our newsroom early this morning, mid-morning, I should say. And Tom, I spoke to a neighbor a short time ago. She was here just beyond the police tape, waiting to be allowed to return to her home. She said she was here this morning when she heard the police activity, heard a boom.
I'm telling y'all, she said Truman Show type shit. Facts. You gotta think about it. When your boy, what his name was, Dylan Roof. When Dylan Roof walked into that South Carolina church and shot, I think it was like 10 black people, shot him. What did they do? They arrested him. Not just arrested him, they put a bulletproof vest on him so nobody would harm him. Then they took him to Burger King. They took him to Burger King. First, when they came to arrest him, they put a bulletproof vest on him to protect him from anybody harming him. Then they took him to Burger King. Think about that shit. But when they take us, they put your arms way back to your neck. Think about this shit, bro. His name was Dylan Roof. He walked into a church in South Carolina. He shot, I think it was like 10 black people while they was at a Bible study, murdered them. And they put a bulletproof vest on him when they came to arrest him, and they took him to Burger King. I see all that shit, bro. I remember all this shit, bro. Daniel Penny. They raised $4 million. I think it was $4 to $6 million when he murdered that black man on that train. He choked him out. The man wouldn't hurt nobody, nothing. He choked the man out. People donated $4 to $6 million to him. And he got off. But they want you to sit here and oh, he's not like other inmates. He's a 2-time killer, and it took y'all 4 times to take this man to trial to convict him of that because you couldn't find nothing. But one thing you did do was murder his grandmother because she was about to tell the whole police department. So, shit crazy, man. My uncle did over 10 years in Angola. Man, I had 2 uncles in Angola. One of them died, and the other one, he was in there when I was younger, but he's out now, though. I don't know, that shit pretty weird. They was watching him for a while, because get caught the same week as Karen Lacey. I'm telling you. See, look, TN, I was thinking that too. This how cold the game is. In the Louisiana police, whatever, they said in the documents, they said Kyron Lacey shouldn't have known that he caused the accident. So he didn't cause, they said this. LSP, they said this, that he didn't cause the accident. And you got people still, even the attorney general, bro, saying that he caused the accident. I'm like, how'd that go? In the documents, it say he didn't cause it. But the news, they trying to frame it like he did it. They waited almost a year to show that video because they got exposed by the lawyer. Shit crazy, bro. These people can get away with framing somebody. They can frame, a cop can frame a black man and just go home to his wife and kids. But they'll call you a 2-time killer on the news. Think about this. Shit crazy, man. Alabama brawl opening this month. Why the fuck would he kill himself? Exactly. With all those facts, why would he unalive? He didn't. You know why he didn't? We don't have no video of the high-speed chase. We don't have no pictures of the cars. You know why? Because the car probably got gunshots. The car probably got shot up. But they ain't gonna show you that. They ain't gonna show you that. The game is, that's why I always say the game is cold. And that's why I'm gonna always speak up for my people. I don't care. I'm gonna always speak up for my people, man, because this system been against us. You got some raccoons that want to be a part of the system, but they'll never be a part of the system. They just gonna keep talking about us and trying to make money off of it. Trying to make money off of it. Putting on a MAGA hat. Saying how much they hate black people. They don't want to live around black people. And in real life, they getting disrespected by Caucasian people. Make no sense. But hey, man, I appreciate everybody for joining live. We got a video dropping tomorrow. I'm back to it, bro. I'm back to it. No distractions. Every week, though, I'm going to take a little mental day to just go out and do what I do, take my pictures and stuff like that. But I appreciate y'all, man, for joining live. We got to keep speaking up for our people. Even Derrick Rose, like, we got to speak up for our people. He about to go to Angola. He only 27. That's why I say I would have went out. I would have went out like a movie. I'm 27, and you want me to sit in prison for the rest of my life? Yeah, all right. Go Duffy. I'm telling you. Hope everyone, hey, shout out to you, Pixie. Introvert, how can I message you about an important topic? My Instagram. Send it to my Instagram. Introvert Rockstar. I bet not ever get no miss because I'd be pulling up for all the big cases. Carmelo. Oh yeah, we waiting on Carmelo. Carmelo just went to college too. I think he's going to is it Moreland? Is that the college name? He's going to college in Atlanta. Well, it's online, but he's in college. So all this show you, I'm telling y'all, when this Carmelo Anthony case comes, I'm gonna be the first one. I told y'all he's innocent. He's innocent. And you heard it here first. He's innocent. You know why? We don't have the video. If it's no video, he's innocent. If he was guilty, the video would have showed worldwide the same day. He's innocent. He was defending himself. Because I'm telling you, I talk to people who know these people. Those twins, they've been bullies. They've been bullies. So that's why his family had Morehouse, my bad. I said Moreland. What the fuck? Did I say Moreland College? What the? But yeah, Morehouse. It's right. Is there anyone we can see a GoFundMe on his behalf? Because you know they going to try to. Who you talking about Carmelo Anthony or you talking about Derrick Rose? So what's the solution? How should we move? We need a strategy. Now we keep speaking up for our people. And we keep supporting our people, man. Like don't switch up. Because like I told y'all, eventually, like I say, if you go on TikTok, their people are turning on Caucasian people. It's really them at war within themselves. All we gotta do is stay sticking up for our people, stay speaking up for them. If they got GoFundMe, support them or whatever like that. Keep minding our business, keep doing our thing. They going through it right now. They got the mass shooters every weekend, every week. It's Caucasian people. They used to blow up black churches. They used to bomb black churches. They bombing their own people now. Like, what is happening at? I just talked about this. I think it was Chicago? Damn, what state this was in? Michigan. It was in Michigan. Dude had bombs in his truck, bro. He drove inside the church and started shooting people and blew up the church, bro. Think about this. I know we desensitized from everything, like things don't, but think about that. Think about somebody driving to a church and blowing up the whole church and shooting everybody. Think about how crazy this is happening. They blowing up Caucasian churches now, bro. This shit crazy. See, Starvelli, that's every race though. Every race got people who can't get along with each other. But you also have people who get along with each other. So you have to look on the internet. It's black people that's fixing up their communities. But that's not popular. So it's not gonna get the same views. It's not popular to do the good things, the right things. But it's out there. It's people that's fixing the community. It's people, but it's not popular. People want to see the negative stuff on the internet. So they're not gonna show that a lot. But it's out there. It's out there. I truly do pray for everyone decent and good person. It's unfortunately, always will be a spiritual war. Facts. Unreal, stay on code. Hey, that's all I'm trying to say. Water racks. Basically, stay on code, man. Because when you jump to the other side, you fucked. Especially for content creators. You jump to the other side, you fucked. You jump to the other side, you are cooked. They might come for me. They might say, oh, he got a bald head. He got a gap in his. Hey, it is what it is, bro. It is what it is. I'm still black though. I'm still black. I ain't turning on my people. And they hate that. They hate when you stick up for your people. They hate when you ride for your people. They hate that because they hate their skin. They hate their skin. They hate it. So by you not hating your skin, they like, damn, you don't hate your skin? You don't hate your people? Nope. There's some people I dislike or whatever like that, but do I hate my people as a whole? Hell no. I don't care. My baby mama problems, family problems, it don't matter. I don't hate my people. They want you to hate your people. So, hey man, I appreciate everybody. You look great. Hey, appreciate you, Vera. Appreciate you. Appreciate everybody, man. We got a video dropping tomorrow. I love all y'all, man. Thank y'all for supporting this channel. I'm out.